Hi, this is Ian Ray with Digitally, and I'm going to be reviewing Rickenbacker's website for a refresh of the design, as well as checking out the competition for internet marketing, including websites for Fender, Ibanez, and Gibson Guitar. I'm not going to spend too much time reviewing your current website, because obviously it's probably dated and doesn't comply with most common standards best for search engine optimization. And what I'm going to be checking is the score graded by Google, and then seeing how your competition ranks up for search engine optimization, and then showing you some of the modern design principles that'll help spruce up your website and make it look pretty snazzy. So first, again, I don't want to spend too much time looking through your current website because obviously it was made several years ago, it seems, or at least a few years back, and uses a lot of old coding technologies like this JavaScript navigation, which you want to avoid in any new website you build, and then images instead of text for words. The search engines can't read those, and again, you don't want to focus too much on search engine optimization. Obviously, there's a balance between form and function, but every opportunity you have to put more text in there, the better off you'll be in the long run for the search engine. Now, on that note, I do want to say you are well off in the search engine. A grade of 92 right here, website grader, is far above average. And I think most of the score is due to the age of your domain. I believe it was 12 years old. We'll come down here since the first time it was bought, which gives you a lot of credibility from Google for having been around that long. Then the number of links you have come to your website is just astonishing. 13,000 links. Not sure if those are all high quality links. We'll get to that in a second. That's all based on your page rank. And then, of course, these directory listings, which just verify that you're actually the quality source for information for the guitars that you sell. Now let me go back up to the website grader and run through this real quick. Now, metadata. Your site hasn't necessarily been optimized for the search engine in that it's missing some of the code needed that the search engine defines you as, and that's here in the source code there's these little tags. This is why you want to avoid the JavaScript navigation. There's a bunch of code garbage in here, and the search engine, it takes longer to search through there, and it's just messy, and it's not very intuitive for them to figure out what you do and how to classify each of your pages. So again, you want to just take the necessary steps to set up your new website for search engine optimization. Again, I won't focus too much on that because I think mostly what you're going to be interested in is the new design stuff. So running through this, again, some SEO setup things. www needs to redirect to one or the other. If you don't, it looks like you have duplicate content, and the search engine dings you for that. Page rank of 5, as I mentioned, this is kind of important. This is your overall score in the eyes of Google, Yahoo, MSN, and all the big search guys. Most sites are somewhere between a 1 and a 2. To be above a 4 takes a lot of work, and part of that is having a domain for a really long time, which I think is coming to your advantage. Again, I want to point out how the number of links you have to your website. I mean, this page alone has 3,000 links. Your homepage had somewhere about 5,000. And then you have your directory listing. So I mean that's great news, and I wouldn't focus too much on SEO. But any company that does redesign your website, make sure they employ the proper strategies to make sure you don't lose your ranking. Because if you make a new website and these pages are gone and you don't tell Google where the new pages are, you will lose your ranking and you'll drop off significantly, and your score will reflect that as such. Again, I don't want to spend too much time on SEO because I want to get into some of the cool looking stuff on the front end, not the back end. But one more thing to start off on your competition is I did a report on your visitors and your traffic report and compared you against Fender.com, Ibanez.com, and of course your website. And we can see while they work in much larger numbers, yours is pretty consistent, where it looks like Fender here in the green kind of bounces around. And they might be trying a lot of more internet marketing strategies that are getting these numbers. Maybe they're running some sort of contest, or they're driving through an affiliate like a Guitar Center or something who's running promotions and sending them back to their website. But here you see right next to Ibanez, you guys have a similar path, which means you guys have had a website, but you probably haven't done much in terms of internet marketing. And that includes search engine optimization campaigns, as well as pay-per-click or promotional campaigns through affiliates. And so getting to the front end of it, I'm going to compare it. I'm going to take a look at Fender, Ibanez, Gibson, and then show you some other websites that have nothing to do with guitars, but it has everything to do with the website design. Now your website, obviously, it has a somewhat of a dated look to it. You know, these drop-down categories of subcategories, and then once you get to these pages, and not so easy to find your way back. we come here to this page and there's no navigation, sub-navigation up here to take me back to the lead guitar section, and people end up having to hit back. And unfortunately, we've been trained by computers to not think when we sit in front of them. So we need to give people every option to get around the website and navigate as much as they can. And some things missing here is like a cross-selling opportunity, offering distributors where they can find it, or dealers in their area. Just on this page alone, just click here to find dealers. I mean, I see links here, but a big image button is much more effective because it jumps out and grabs my attention. So looking at Fender.com, we see they went with a dark look, more industrial, grungy, edgy musician stuff. But their website's kind of cluttered in my opinion. Too much content overloading me, and just not streamlined, not consistent, most important. But we do see as we come through their website, the navigation is intuitive and easy for me to get back to places, especially in the merchandise section, which is important. If you're underneath a certain type of equipment, clothing, whatever you have, you know, they have sub-navigation here once again. I can click in here, and as I dive deeper in the site, I can still go back to that last level I was on without getting lost and having to go back and forth. Ibanez, on the other hand, their website again looks pretty dated, and they could probably get away with having a new website design as well. Again, kind of hard to dig through their site. I lose track where I'm at easily. Very inconsistent across the board, though. Show all series. I mean, they have some cool little things in here. Some little goodies, but for the most part, again, the consistency of the navigation is really what's going to retain people throughout your website. As soon as people are frustrated, they're quick to close the browser. Now, Gibson, on the other hand, I think they follow one of the most common in modern website design, and I'll show you what I mean by that. And actually, their website reminds me exactly of Apple.com, almost eerily too much. If we go back to their homepage, pop over to Apple.com, we see big landscape image, some content lean-ins about their latest and greatest, and here we go at a news section, just like Apple. So more or less, they kind of stole it. But again, a lot of people are following that, because if we go to check this out right here, we got Dell.com, and look, same story. Big landscape image, some content lead-ins, phone number, and these are really the design principles that people focus on. And I think this is proof that you only have a couple minutes to capture people's attention on the internet. Now I won't go to too many examples. I want to show you Sony, same thing. So we started to notice a pattern in user interface, and that's people have shorter and shorter attention spans the faster the bandwidth gets on the internet, and so they're just digesting a whole bunch of content. So you need to keep things short and simple and to the point, and not overload them with too much text, because they're not going to read it anyway. Just give them a nice image and then tell them what to do. Give them a big button, say click here, do this, buy now. That's what they want. So again, to summarize, search engine optimization, very, very important to retain, since you guys have one of the best scores I've seen in a long time, especially for somebody who has a website that's probably hasn't had much updates to it in several years. So please ensure that you do that for the sake of your ranking. And then as far as design, it's always best to compare yourself to the industry. Find out what people are doing, because obviously they're appealing to the same client base. Now again, it depends on which section you want. You can even do like Gibson, and then when you have different types of instruments, you appeal to that group. If you're going to have electric guitars, maybe a little bit grungier look for that page. If you're going to have classical stuff, you know, maybe more wood-based, mahogany type feel, where it's classier. But overall, consistency of the website is going to be the most important in having a stunning and effective website. Again, this was Ian Ray, and I've been reviewing Rickenbacker International Corporation's website.